What up, what up, what up, what up? Hello, beautiful people, beautiful world, and happy Monday. I hope everyone enjoyed their weekend, quality time with their family, with their loved ones, got a little bit of time of relaxation, and boy, oh boy, do I have a topic for you. Today, what I want to talk about is how I learned my lessons from relapsing. Yeah. Deep topic. You know, when I first wanted to get sober, it's always about counting your days. How many days you have clean. When you wake up, you're counting. And when you relapse, the feeling you actually get inside, it's like a feeling of despair. A feeling of, I don't want to live any longer. You feel so disappointed. And you do get over it. You pull yourself up. Dust yourself off and try again. And you move forward again. But one of the things that I didn't start doing, I didn't understand anything. Just going through the motions. So I started moving forward again. And when that relapse hits you, it's boom, because you could be here. And when that relapse happens, you're here. And it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle for a while. Until your mind wakes up and you realize, I'm going to stay here until I start to learn the lessons. Now, when people say, oh, it's time to learn the lessons, a lot of us think it's very easy. Oh, I'm just going to learn a lesson. Oh, I wish it was that easy. What I learned is, first and foremost, relapse is part of your journey. We hear it, it's cliche, but it's real. We live in a world where we want to be perfect, and there is no such thing as perfection. There's growth, there's change, no perfection, progress. And what relapse was teaching me is that I had a lot of things I need to figure out. I lived in a place where I hid my pain. I didn't even know I was in pain for a long time. I went through life, and when people who knew me, they were like, you're so happy, it was a mask. Because the pain is so deep inside here that you don't even recognize it yourself. And that's what the relapses were teaching me. Is that there is some type of pain in there that you haven't faced. And for me, as I am 51 years old, this is pain that built up a number of years. So hence, when I decided to get clean, it's going to take me a while. Because there was a lot of pain that was hidden in there. Now, in my previous video, I talked about becoming self-aware. That's one of the things that helped, because I began to start analyzing and understanding. I started to see that, one, you had a lot of self-loathing there because of not wanting to be gay, and because of how people made you feel about being gay. So you didn't want to love yourself. You didn't get approval from certain people, so you didn't approve yourself. I had to let that go. I wanted love, but I fell into a trap of chasing lust and not love. And that's what my relapse taught me again. It's like, you're not chasing love, Cedric. And then finally, one of the biggest things is about loving yourself. This is a true story. I don't know if I ever told about this, but this was years ago. And when I was with my ex, and he came home and I had relapsed, and I had a friend over, and he was pretty pissed. He was pretty livid. And, he actually, it's interesting because he decided to give a lecture to me and my friend about drugs. But then he turned to him and he said, let me ask you this. Do you have kids? You have mom, a sister? He was like, yeah. He's like, would you give this stuff to them? He was like, no. He said, you see this dude here? I love him. I don't want you to give this stuff to him. Now, at the time, yes, it felt good to see him say it, but it's out of my head. But when I think back, that's love. Now what I think about is, if I would tell anyone not to do it, if I wouldn't let my kids, if I wouldn't let my sister, my brother, my mother, father, if I say no, stay away from this stuff, then why would I do it? That's when it finally started to click. It's like loving yourself means saying no to the things that are going to harm you and not give you any benefit. So these are lessons that I had to learn from my relapsing. And so I don't take it lightly now that, I'm not going to ever say that I'm not going to relapse. I'm not going to say that I am. I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to think that things are going to crumble down. I'm learning to take things in my stride. Again, that's another thing that relapse taught me. You take it. It's not the end of the world. You learn the lesson, you implement the lessons that you learned, and then you move forward. That's life. So where I am today, I'm in a place that I'm conscious. I think about the things. Do I get temptations? Heck yeah. Do I act on them? Heck no. Funny thing, this morning, I woke up and I had a missed call on my phone that came in at 5:20 a.m. I don't know who this number was. Don't have it saved in my phone. But when I looked at it, my initial reaction was just like, oh, let me respond, see who this is. And I thought, no. Someone called you at 5:20 a.m. and it was from the West Coast. That's not someone you really want to talk to right now, because no one calls you at 5:20 a.m. And it's understanding to not make a wrong decision that's going to lead you down a certain path. And that didn't. And do you know what happened next? Is I was meditating and someone sent me a motivational video at 6:44. And it's someone who I just recently met while I was walking, and he wanted to work out. And so I ended up going running. So I made a choice not to even entertain contacting that number that came through, but contacted the person that wanted goodness from me. And we had an amazing, it's me, him, and his girlfriend all went for a run. All of these came from understanding relapsing and making better decisions. So now I'm in a place where I think about everything. I think about the consequences that are actually going to happen if I make a wrong decision, because I want to keep going. God is sending me so many nice blessings now because I'm in a good place, a place to receive them. So all I want to do is keep receiving them and make a positive impact in the world, because I know where I'm going right now is going directly to my glad life. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate you guys. I hope, the messages that I give out to you guys, it can help someone, just that one person. And again, like I said, if there's anything you want me to talk about, just put them in the comments below. I look forward to talking to you soon. Peace and love.